Okay, welcome to On the Fly Cooking, where we cook stuff with what we have. Okay, now we've got some soup beans, more specifically Great Northern beans. I put a little bacon grease in them. We put a little bit of oil in them vegetable oil in them because we didn't have any. My mother couldn't find the bacon grease, so I found it. Put some salt in there. Don't have any pepper. Put a little relish in there, pickle relish. Okay, Now, soup beans is a term common in the southern United States, particularly the region around the Appalachian Mountains. Soup beans are usually served with cornbread greens such as boiled cabbage, cauliflower, sauerkraut, or sausage, potatoes stewed or fried, and may be topped with raw onion or ramps. So soup beans are considered a main course, but also served as a side dish. In rural areas where food was scarce during the winter, those dried beans were a staple food. And there's white beans, Great Northern beans, and navy beans, butter beans, black-eyed peas, but the main soup beans, greens, chow chow relish-like condiment, similar to British Piccadilly. Chow chow could be preserved and served with beans year-round. You can eat them with salmon patties, or anything like that. So that's kind of what that is. Soup beans. Yeah, so all of these, you can see it. So I grew up with soup beans, and that's just one thing I grew up with. I never thought about the history. Now, just a little bit of education about the stuff, not just, they're good in the, let's see, that's what they are. Because in the cold winter months, you could find, that could be stored easily, especially back in the pioneer days. And people would serve the soup beans every week, And so, traditional Kentucky meals. So it's kind of pause their video. I want to watch that. Read that. The new settlers learned mountain survival and farming techniques for planting and cultivating crops such as corn and squash from the Native American Cherokee. Homesteaders in the Cumberland Gap were separated from civilization by the high mountains, so they lived relatively isolated and learned to live a rugged lifestyle, becoming self-sufficient. They were dependent on hunting, foraging, and growing their own food. And so, and seeds from the garden were saved for next year. So the hardy breed of homesteaders are known amongst themselves mountain people. And so for those people, farming was difficult, and they faced dry and rocky terrain. And they raised hogs and stuff like that. So those are just things that are easy to take care of. So that's kind of a little history of the beans and stuff like that. And there's a picture of how people would store stuff, a long time ago. And it's a cheap protein food, basically. And so perhaps, they were pretty much the least expensive thing you could get, and people would buy those. Excuse me. 25-pound and even 40-pound bags. I'm going to keep sneezing, and so I'm going to let you go. Basically, you could get them in big bags. I think I'd love to have a big 40-pound bag of soup beans, of pinto beans. It's great to cook them and eat them. So, and on cold winter days, it's easy to take care of those. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.